How you all doing, guys? Brandon here from Retro Dodo. Thank you for checking out this video. It's much appreciated. If you do enjoy it, please do hit subscribe. Now, if you've been floating around the channel for the last month or so, you will know that the Retro Game 350 here is by far our favorite retro handheld of 2019. It's an $80 handheld that can emulate PlayStation 1, Game Boy, SNES, even Neo Geo and Mega Drive if you want, all in this pocket-sized handheld for under $80. It's very well made, it's durable, it's got large battery life, it's got a very powerful CPU that can emulate 3D PlayStation 1 games, and I fell in love with it as soon as I unboxed it. But as much as I love the plastic shell, I've always wanted something a bit more, and they've actually came out with another handheld exactly like this but with an aluminium body, and it has blown my mind. Now, straight off the bat, it's not for everyone because this handheld here is $150, so it's double the price of the plastic version. So if you're not fussed about a metal body, don't worry, you can grab the plastic one for $80 and it will blow your mind. But this one here, I'll show you, is ridiculous. You may have seen it on our Instagram, but I never knew I wanted a metal Retro Game 350 until I picked this up, because it could almost be called like the analog pocket killer because it's cheaper than that, it can play more games, and the build quality is phenomenal. So let's get it out. The box here is pretty much the same, but they did chuck in a screen protector as well. So that's the only difference you're gonna get if you pick up the plastic version. So here it is. Here is the metal Retro Game 350, which I'm calling the ultimate $150 handheld because it has blown my mind. Here it is. Here is the metal beast, and it is a lot thicker than the plastic one. I don't know if you can see that, but it has got a pretty large booty on this thing, and weight-wise, oh my god, this thing is heavy. Now, it wasn't perfect when I got it. Now, I think I'm the only one or one of the handful that's got hold of the metal version because it is quite expensive and they're a bit rusty with the packaging and actually putting this together. So I don't know if you can see in here, you probably can't because my camera doesn't want to focus. There's actually fingerprints within the lens, which is a bit annoying. I did change the buttons around because I wanted colored buttons inside. And while I was there, there is a cable that gets stuck under the analog stick. So I don't know if you can see this. It's all good when you're playing, but if you move it slightly in the right direction, it will get a bit stuck, which, you know, is a bit annoying, but if you do go into the handheld, you can pull the wire back and it will be fine. I've done that a couple of times, but it seemed to have been stuck again. But apart from that, those two little problems, this is an incredible handheld. The aluminium body adds a lot of weight to it, and they've got rid of all the text on the back, which if you watched our review, I wasn't a fan of all this text, and they've got rid of that. They've added like a grip hole on each side, and it does feel really, really good in the hand, and it is incredibly weighty. So this is the metal Retro Game 50, and for all of those of you that are new, this is one of the best Chinese handhelds out there, and they keep getting better and better and better. And that's why I tweeted the other day that Analog Pocket need to be worried, because China are coming out of these handhelds that are going to be cheaper, they can play more, they're more powerful, and you know, they just feel great in the hand. Admittedly, this is an emulator, so it's not going to run as smoothly as the Analog Pocket, and the Analog Pocket will play all of your old cartridges, which is quite nice. I will be picking up the Pocket without a doubt. I think it looks incredible. For those of you that want to save a few bucks, this is seriously cool. Just look at that. Just look at the aluminium body on there. It looks great. On the top, for those of you that new, it does have 4 shoulder buttons. So a lot of these handhelds that come out don't have 4 shoulder buttons. They just have 2, making it really hard to play PlayStation 1 games. You've also got USB-C for charging, your HDMI out if you want to connect this to your TV. And at the bottom, you've got your SD card slot, volume reset, and your power on button. And obviously your D-pad and your 2 analog sticks, which still, again, a lot of handhelds out there, the Chinese ones, don't add on, which is a bit annoying. So 2 analog sticks means you can play your retro PlayStation 1 games. So this is the menu you'll get when you go in. A lot of you have seen this if you're into your retro handhelds, but I'm just going to go over what the menu will look like if you were to pick it up. So you've obviously got NES, you've got Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Wonder Swan, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, Game Boy Advance, SNES, Neo Geo, and MAME. And those of you that want to see the PlayStation 1 emulation, we will jump right in and take a look at one of the games now. Oh, he's got spikes, that one. And there's a quick look at Crash Bandicoot, and because it is an emulator, you just press the on button and you can load or save state. So the save state, you just go to empty slot 0, it will save for you on the SD card, and then if I go over here and if I wanted to load it, I go into load state slot 0, and bang, I am at the same state that I saved from. And you can do that in every emulator within the Retro Game 350. And if I wanted to come out, I just go down to quit, and then I can change emulator should I want to. So a lot of you like the Game Boy Advanced emulator on here. This is my personal favorite. So in here, if you go into your SD card, you go into ROMs, you go into Game Boy Advance, you will have all of your Game Boy Advance ROMs. Should I want to go into Pokemon Firered and play Pokemon, I can. So that is like the biggest appeal when buying a Chinese retro handheld, because you can download ROMs. Admittedly, you shouldn't because it is illegal, so I'm not recommending you do it. I'm just saying that you can if you want to. And sometimes China will even sell these handhelds with thousands of games on them. So like my previous video, the Powkiddy A90, it came with about 2,500 games already preloaded that you just buy for like 50 bucks. So it was absolutely mad. So here is Pokemon Fire Red. I don't think I have a save state on here. Oh, I do. So I have a save state. So if I load from selected slot, I'm there now playing Pokemon where I left off a couple of days ago. So that is a quick look at the Retro Game 350, and one that I think is by far my ultimate go-to retro handheld so far. The metal body just makes it feel a lot more sturdier. It seems a lot more valuable in the hand. It's the same comfortability. Admittedly, it's a bit more weighty, but I like that in a handheld. And for me, this is going to be something that can compete with the Analog Pocket. Admittedly, it's probably not going to be as good quality as the Analog Pocket because they do have a solid team behind them creating that thing. But for me, if you're looking to pick up a retro handheld and you don't have a budget at all and you want to go for something that's a bit pimpin', then I recommend going for the Retro Game 350 that can play Game Boy, SNES, NES, Mega Drive, PlayStation 1 ROMs incredibly well without any problems, all hitting 60 frames per second. So if you do have a ROM collection, you chuck it in an SD card, bang, and you can play them. So there you have it. I didn't want to go through all of the stuff on here because I've done about 3 videos on the Retro Game 350. If you want to go into the review, there is a review link down below. But if the metal one for $150 is a bit too expensive, you can go for the plastic one here, which comes in a number of different colors for $80. And I recommend picking that up for $80 because it is a steal. But this is for those of you out there that want to spend a bit of money. Maybe you've got some Christmas savings. And this is the go-to because just look at it. It looks absolutely insane. I'm in love with it. It's got 4 shoulder buttons, 2 analog sticks. It's got a very strong processor inside of it, and it feels absolutely great. So there you have it, guys. A look at my ultimate retro handheld so far. There's bound to be more coming out in 2020 that will compete with this. So subscribe if you want to see more retro handhelds in the future. As per usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.